Hey guys, welcome back to the Kinwoven Home. I'm Sharrah. I have been filming a bunch of videos before Sawyer's birth so that when he is here, I can take some time off and spend that with him. So today, our topic of the day is some game-changing organization tips for your home. These tips will hopefully make your life easier, make you feel more organized, and I think it's perfect timing in the new year to be focusing on some of these specific tips. But before we jump in, make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button. As always, thumbs up this video and answer today's question of the video, which is, what is currently the most messiest, unorganized part of your home? And it could be multiple rooms like me. I will come clean and say my office is a total disaster, as is the nursery, unfortunately, when he's gonna be here in 3 weeks. But my furniture's not in yet, so I have an excuse. It's like organized in bins, but the bins are all over the floor. And there's diapers everywhere, and you know, it's just gonna be chaos. And I know I'm gonna be buried in laundry here in a few weeks. So I'm just, you know, you gotta embrace the mess sometimes, but then you gotta implement some nice strategic tips to make it, what am I doing? I don't know, to make things feel better. Okay, let's jump into today's video and let's get started. The first tip for anyone that's starting an organization project is get to purging. Before you can truly organize a space, you need to get rid of things that you have just piling up. So you all know you have a junk drawer, or you have that random, I'm looking at a bunch of junk right now on top of Tyler's dresser, going through with the trash bag, going through with the donate bag and figuring out, is this trash? Am I gonna use it? Could someone else use it? And get rid of it. That will help you clean out before you really get into the nitty-gritty of figuring out where things go and how to organize it and make it most functional for you. Number 2, invest in some great quality baskets, bins, or trays. If you guys have been following me for a while, then you know my obsession, not only with pillows, but also with baskets and bins and all the things that help you collect and organize and bring your stuff together. If you have a studio apartment, you can organize clothing if you don't have a lot of clothing storage. If you have a dog, I put Scout's dog toys in a pretty basket. I know when Sawyer's here and we have our little playroom, I'm gonna be using pretty baskets to conceal some of that stuff. If it's gonna be out and seen, you want it to match your decor, so I'd recommend getting a beautiful basket to do that. If it's gonna be something like for extra storage for sweaters or something you're gonna put under your bed, I highly recommend getting really good quality clear plastic bins that have lids on them and or wheels if you're gonna try to slide it under your bed or under your sofa. But I can say without a doubt, it's probably some of the best money ever spent because you can reuse those baskets for a variety of different things and places. Like every time we move, I feel like, oh, I have a great basket for that. Or, you know, we need to put something in something, or we need to have a nice bin that has some extra pillows in it for a guest room. And I have a basket on hand that I know I can use. They just get a ton of usage. And also, I just had another idea of an item that I am always happy that I've bought. And they are those clear, shallow, almost like drawer dividers, but you can use them in your kitchen. You can use them in, if you have a vanity in the bathroom drawer to organize some of your makeup, but they're really shallow. They almost look like silverware container organizers. You can't go wrong with those because they just make everything more organized. And if you have a drawer that doesn't have separation, you're just not gonna ever have it organized. Like I'm here to tell you, unless it has separation, it's gonna end up becoming a huge junk drawer again. So it needs to have its own little home, own little lane with its own little walls, you know? I'm gonna link some of my favorites down below. You guys can check out my go-to plastic dividers for drawers. It really is a game changer and makes the most out of any drawer space. Number 3, organize your items by usage. When it comes to organizing any specific room, let's say it's your bathroom, you wanna have the area that you're organizing, the things you use most often, as close by and as easily and readily accessible as possible. In the kitchen, you want to store your pots and pans near your stove. You don't necessarily want to put your Instant Pot, if you don't use that often, in like your prime real estate of organizing space if you're not going to use it all that often. If you use it all the time, then great. But if you don't, put those items in harder to reach areas that maybe aren't as convenient and really utilize and maximize the space that's easy to reach for items that you use all the time. And I know it's a simple tip, but it's one that we overlook. Before you start any organization project, pull everything out of the drawers, look at what it is, decide what are the things I use the most of here. Those are gonna get put back first in the best spot possible. What are the things I use not that often? Those get put in the not as great as spot, but still in the vicinity. And then what are the things I never use? Those are gonna get put in the donation pile because you never use them and you don't need them. And you should really get rid of them and just give them up because someone else could love them. I do talk a lot about this in our design session episode on the Cliff House project. I go into detail on how we organize that space, and I show you really in the kitchen and all of the drawers where things were put, how they were organized. You'll see lots of clear plastic dividers and little containers that will help keep things organized for our client when they do live in that house day to day. It is exclusively on the design sessions right now, so go and check it out. It's $10 a month, and you guys can have access to 60+ hours worth of interior design content. We reveal sneak peeks and really in detail, in-depth walkthroughs of our client projects, and it's just a really awesome, fun time over there. Tip number 4, maximize your vertical space. Now, I became an expert at this because I've lived in under 600 square feet for most of my adult life until our San Diego home and then this home. If you guys have not seen those videos or those series, we do have the series Making the Most of Our Small Space in Hermosa Beach. And even before that, if you go further back down the line, you'll see some of my videos in my apartment, my studio apartment in Solana Beach, and we talk about under bed storage and just really utilizing any possible inch of space to make it usable for you. You really want to get creative using your wall space. So not just your floor space, not just putting a dresser or a piece of furniture that kind of can feel clunky and big, but utilizing the space up the walls and doing it in a way that doesn't feel cluttering. Floating shelves, putting baskets on them, hanging things on hooks behind doors. I used to use those shoe, like those plastic shoe dividers that you put on the back of a door. Up until this house, I used to always put like random household things like E6000 glue or hot glue gun or shipping tape or Sharpies or things like, when you like break your sunglasses and you need the little teeny tiny screwdriver, that was in there. 3M hook, sticky tabs, just anything that was random. You put it in there, you close the door, it's concealed, but when you need access to it, you know exactly where to go. And the last but not least, number 5, maintain an organizing routine. Now this is one that you're never gonna master all the time, 100% of your life forever, but it's a good reminder for me as well and for you guys to every morning or every night have like a 15-minute tidy for your room, your living room, whatever. The living room and the kitchen I really like to have clean before I go to bed because I like waking up to the pillows being fluffed and the dishes being in the dishwasher clean as opposed to everything being a mess. But some of the other spaces, like when you walk right in the door, wherever you drop all your stuff, I would say every single day, if you could give a 15-minute, just like take a pile, put it away. It just helps keep things in order, helps keep things feeling like they have a place and they have a home, and you just won't feel like all of a sudden you're buried with all of your stuff over a month's worth of time. And the bigger the house you get, the more piles that accumulate. And I'm sure the more kids you have, the more piles accumulate. When Tyler and I were first dating, on our first date, I told him that I wanted 5 kids. So it's good to get this whole tidy organization routine under wraps as, before you become like a real adult. You just get in the habit of it. That way, the older you get, the easier it becomes, I hope. I don't know if that's true. But we all need the reminder. Take 15 minutes after you watch this video and go put a couple piles away. Okay? You'll feel better, I promise. I'm gonna do the same. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's all I have for you today. Remember, if you guys want an in-depth look of how we organize the Cliff House project, that video is up and live on the design session. So if you are a member of the design sessions, be sure to watch it. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to thumbs up this video, hit the subscribe button, go follow on Instagram if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.